Hey friends! Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be putting a new foundation to the test. I'm going to be testing the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation. This was actually sent to me and I've had it sitting on my desk for about a month. Maybe has it been a month? It's been a few weeks. And today I thought I'm going to film this video. So I hopped online to kind of figure out what the deal was with this foundation. And I think it might be exclusive to QVC. I couldn't find this on the Bare Minerals website. I hope that you can't. No, I don't mean that I hope you can't, but I hope I didn't like blatantly overlook it. But I went on Bare Minerals website and I could not find it. I only found it on QVC, and I do believe that QVC sent this to me. So we're gonna test this. They sent me 3 different shades. I have Golden Ivory, I have Light Beige, and I have Fairly Medium. And I will include some swatches so you can see. Actually, let's just do that right now. Let's just do it right now. So this is, I haven't even opened, you can see the sticker still on this. I haven't tested or tried these out at all yet. Let's see what these look like. Okay, so this is Golden Ivory. This is what it looks like. Looks pretty yellow and golden to me. I think that's going to be a little too yellow and golden for me. Let's try Light Beige, see if that's a better match for me. Now I'm excited to try this. The last liquid foundation I tried of Bare Minerals was their Bare Pro, which I really like. It is more of a full coverage, kind of heavier finish. Okay, this looks promising. This one is, I'm just gonna put it right next to the Golden Ivory. This is Light Beige 09, so definitely a lot more pink. That actually looks pretty, that looks like very promising. So I'm gonna put that one aside. And then we have Fairly Medium 05. I really like when brands send you a few options because it's so difficult to, you know, get it right just by sending one. So let's see how this, okay, so this is what the packaging, let me go ahead and show you the packaging while we're doing this part. So it's a plastic packaging. It has a pump, but you do need to kind of twist the pump up, which I actually like. That's cool. So you can close it and secure it that way if you travel, and then pop it up to use it. All right, let's put this one right next to the last one we tried. See, this one looks a little more neutral. A little lighter than the last one and a little more neutral. I'm gonna go with the middle one. I think that's gonna be the best match. I like that this one doesn't have as much pink to it, but I think it's gonna be too light for me. So we're gonna go with the middle one, which is Light Beige 09. Okay, so I have my computer here. I'm gonna just read you off of the QVC website, kind of the 411 about this foundation. So it comes in 30 shades on QVC's website. This is the description. Everything that you love about Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation, now in a liquid form. The foundation helps to refine the look of skin's texture, providing medium buildable coverage and the look of a naturally luminous finish. Okay, I like that. I love when I see that a foundation is buildable, because what that means is that it's not going to go on full coverage right off the bat, that you have some versatility and flexibility with the product. Formulated with a mineral complex, squalene, and peptide and prickly pear extract, Original Liquid Mineral Foundation SPF 20, that's good, helps instantly blur the look of pores. Okay, now I'm interested. And imperfections, while also helping to improve skin's hydration instantly and over time with continued use. Okay, so far we know this foundation has SPF of 20. We know that it is a buildable coverage that starts off medium. We know that it is supposed to help with blurring pores and imperfections, and it's supposed to be hydrating, and it has a radiant finish. Okay, so does it say radiant finish? Did I make that up? A luminous finish. Okay, yeah. I like that. I think this sounds pretty promising, especially for a winter foundation. Is there anything else we need to call out of this foundation? Price. Let me tell you how much this foundation is. So on QVC, it retails for $35. And I haven't really dug around on QVC's website. You know how they always do these beauty bundle deals? Sometimes they'll offer a brush with the foundation at a discounted price. So I will have it linked down below. You can check it all out. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get this hair out of the way. I think we'll just put this right there. Right there. So you're gonna go around with me today. And today I was actually planning on filming all day long, but we restocked the 101 foundation brush today at BK Beauty, and it's insane. Like, I kind of feel bad right now that I'm not at the office helping, but last week was our palette launch, and it was just, I didn't film anything last week, so I'm trying to catch up. So Paul's there now with Tracy and Maria, and I'm gonna get over there as soon as I can. So it's nice that I have kind of things to do to take you around. Okay, so this is about 1 full pump of the foundation, and it looks to be quite a bit actually. I feel like one pump dispenses quite a bit. The texture of this feels pretty light. It's definitely not watery, like it's not sliding down my hand, but it's not like a creamy or moussey texture. It almost has, you know, when foundations have skincare ingredients or they're a serum foundation, they have skincare benefit claims. That's what it feels like. And I guess this one does, doesn't it? It claims to hydrate the skin. So I'm going to use my BK Beauty. You know what? Let's use the 101 brush because we just restocked it. So let me go grab it. There we go. I know I'm always using my 106 in our videos. Let me tell you guys the difference between the 101 and the 106 while I apply this. And I won't take too long because this video is all about the foundation, but the shape really is the main difference between the 101 and the 106. This is the 101 brush. This is the 106 brush. You can see this is more round and dense where this is longer at the tip. This is basically going to help you apply foundation in a very like natural way. I really feel like the biggest difference is if you are someone that kind of likes to swipe foundation across the skin, the 101 is great. If you're someone that likes to buff and work in circular motions, the 106 is great. But this is our #1 selling brush. Everyone loves it, and we cannot keep it in stock, and it just restocked today. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center of the face because that is where I tend to have the most discoloration. Also, I have the most pores, visibly, you know, noticeable pores. So we're going to start right there. Let me zoom you guys in closer. There we are. Okay, so to give you a heads up on what I have on my skin, I have my skincare, and I did put a little bit of my Elta MD. I will list it down below. I forget the exact name, but it's the tinted SPF. Okay, so I'm going to start there in the center of my face, and then I'm just going to kind of shear it out and blend it out. Okay, so this color is like perfect. I think it is perfect. Blends into my skin so easily. Wow. Yeah, I don't even have to do much there. This foundation brush has also got a really great surface area, so it covers a lot. It's big. It basically gets your foundation done really, really quickly. Okay, I put a little bit more here, I feel like, not intentionally, but by accident. So I'm just gonna kind of take my time to kind of bring some of that over here, work it into the right side. Okay, this foundation looks really pretty. I do feel my skin shifting over the last couple weeks to drier. You know, it's getting cold. Our mornings here in Austin are like 40, in the low 40s, but then in the afternoons, it's like perfect. It's like in the upper 70s. We've had a couple of days in the 80s, but this time of year is the best time in Austin. I feel like the weather is so beautiful. So you can see that the way that I use this brush is I first use it to stipple to get coverage. Then I do work in little circles, even though this isn't a circular brush. And then I kind of like run it across my face to just blend everything out. Oh, it feels so nice. All right, and I'm gonna work it into my hairline too. Okay, I feel like I've been blending more than I need to. I really don't think that this foundation required much effort. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm gonna have you guys take a look. The skin looks pretty radiant. It's very pretty, but I will say this is a little more luminosity than I am typically comfortable with. I am gonna set it with powder here shortly to kind of cut that down. And I looked at powders that I have, and I do have a Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Powder, so we're gonna use that today. As far as how much foundation I used, I think I used more than I needed, and I have about this much left. Keep in mind, I did have that tinted SPF on first, so I already had a little bit of coverage on my skin, but that is, I didn't use the whole pump of foundation, and I even think that I used more than I needed. So let's go ahead and conceal. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 230, and we are going to apply this right under the eye. I really like this concealer. Maybe it's the shade that I have, but it gives a light, nice brightening effect. It is a little bit of a thicker formula. I wouldn't say it's drying at all, but it is a little bit of a thicker formula. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 108 brush to blend this out. This is not a concealer brush, but I love it for concealer. Most concealers, if you have a real thick, and I know I just said this consistency was thicker, but I'm talking like more like a concealer in a pot kind of, even, and this would even work for that too. But the reason I say that it's not best for like really thick formulas is because it's just going to build up in the brush and you'll have to clean it more often, but you certainly can use it for concealer. Okay, the foundation looks like it is starting to cut down on shine a little bit on its own. I haven't powdered yet, and it does look like it's starting to set to have a slightly less luminous finish than it just did a few minutes ago. Let's take a look. All right, now let's look at the pores. Let me tell you what I think. Okay, so it definitely has a luminous finish. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the most glowy foundation that I've ever used, but it definitely has a glow. My nose is a lot more glowy than I would like, as you see right there. As far as pore blurring, I don't know. I don't see an obvious, like, oh yeah, my pores kind of are less noticeable. I don't see that. I don't think it has maximized. I don't think it's made my pores more obvious. Maybe a soft blurring effect, but I wouldn't say that the pore minimizing benefit I'm like really noticing here. Okay, let's go ahead and set everything with powder. I'm going to use, like I said, the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Powder. I have had this for a while. I can't remember if I picked this up or if this was sent to me. The shade that I have, do they have different shades? The shade that I have looks pretty pink. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it looks very pink. This is not one that I normally reach for a lot. This is what it looks like on my hand, on my finger. Let's put it on my hand. Okay. So it is a translucent powder. It kind of disappears. It doesn't feel, but well, you can see it there. It doesn't feel like it has the silkiest finish. Just by feeling on my hand, it's not one that I think stands out to me. Okay, let's go ahead and set the concealer. I'm going to take the same brush I used for concealer, and I'm just going to take a paper towel, kind of like, you know, blot it off so that so I'm not going in here with something that's got a lot of cream on it. And I'm going to tap it into the lid, and we're going to set the face. I'm going to start here with my nose. Yeah, the nose is still pretty shiny. Under the eye. The forehead looks a little shiny. Okay, that's better. That's a little more for my liking. Now remember, I like to say my liking because don't let me talk you out of a foundation because it doesn't work for my personal preferences. You know, I think we can agree that good foundations kind of all have the same benefits in terms of they don't transfer easily or they have a longer wearability or whatever. But then there's so many other variables into what makes a good foundation for each person that is going to be different for each person, right? I don't like a lot of luminosity, but someone that has really dry skin might love a lot of luminosity. So if I'm saying I don't like it for that reason, just, you know, kind of remember that those are all personal preferences, right? All right, I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. The makeup is on. I want to give you guys one last little kind of summary before we kind of move on with our day. So I've had the foundation on for maybe about 20 minutes now, and I've set it with everything. I've used powder, bronzer, blush, all of that. After I set it with powder, I do think my pores blurred a little bit, but let's give the credit to the powder, not quite the foundation. I didn't really notice a difference in my pores after I applied the foundation. Honestly, I feel like usually pore blurring foundations tend to be more on the natural matte side or the mattifying finish. I don't know that I've tried a radiant. Actually, well, is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better, is that radiant finish? That's not matte, but that does seem to kind of blur everything too. Anyhow, my point is that usually more luminous foundations tend to magnify texture on my skin. This certainly did not do that. It did not magnify texture on my skin. It didn't make my pores look any worse. I just don't think that it made them look smoother or blurred them out. Looking at the foundation now, it looks nice. It looks nice that I set it with a powder. It definitely is one that I would always set with a powder. Again, my personal preference. It looks good around the nose. There is a little bit, maybe I just didn't blend it in really well there, but there was a little bit in kind of settling in my pores, but I think I just didn't blend it in well. Okay, so far it looks good. It doesn't look heavy. It does look more natural. I would say the coverage is about medium. I am going to, what time is it? It is 10:50 and 10:50 a.m. I'm gonna head into the office here shortly, fulfill orders. I gotta pick the kids up. We're gonna go to at home and pick up a bunch of Christmas decor, I think, hopefully. And yeah, I'm just gonna got a busy day today. So I will check in with you guys in a few hours and we will take a look at how the foundation is looking. Friends, it is 3:16. I am sitting in carpool line waiting to pick up the kids, but I wanted to do a check-in and kind of let you know how things are looking. So I haven't touched up yet at all. It's been almost 5 hours that the makeup has been on. You can see as I turn, you can see a pretty fair amount of shine around my nose and in the center of my face. I did just peek in the mirror to get a good look so I can kind of share with you my thoughts. I think that it looks good. It definitely is due for a touch-up. I think that for what it is, it looks good at this point. It is described as a luminous finish foundation. I'd be really impressed if it didn't have this much shine, but for it being a luminous finish foundation, I think this is kind of a fair expectation of what it should look like. Definitely need a touch up here. I do notice that it has kind of settled in my pores around here. I don't know if you can see around my nose, but I do notice a little bit of the foundation settling in there. As soon as we get home, which will be in about 45 minutes, I will set it with powder, kind of mattify it down, see if I can refresh the makeup. I will try and remember to hop back on and show you guys what it looks like at that point. But as far as transferring, it looks good. I didn't notice when I looked in the mirror any areas where it had faded or come off, and I did have a mask on for about like the last 2 hours. So, and it's a pretty thick mask. It's like a pretty thick cloth mask. So, and it's snug against my face. So I'm impressed with that. But I wanted to give you guys that little check-in. This is where we're at right now. Hey friends, I wanted to check in. I just did my retouch with powder. It is about 5:20. So I think it was about 2 hours ago that I checked in with you last. So I just touched up with powder. I wanted to show you guys how it looks. It did definitely touch up nicely with powder. Setting it with a little bit of loose powder kind of revived it and made it look a little bit more fresh. I am noticing it's a little dry and almost a little flaky right here around my mouth and also around my nose. Overall, it looks really good. There's just a few places where it has gotten a little dry looking and kind of, I guess, gotten patchy in areas where the skin is a little dry. But this is what we are looking at so far. I'm going to cook dinner. I'll be back on in a couple hours with my final thoughts. Okay, friends, we are back. It is about 15 minutes until 8 p.m. So I'm here with you for my final and last check-in of the day. I last checked in with you guys a couple of hours ago and I did powder shortly before that touch-up. I have not touched or powdered since. I'm actually getting ready to kind of wash my face, put my pajamas on, and get ready for bed. But I wanted to come up here and give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation. So looking at it now, okay, so it is 7:45. I think this has been on a total for like 9 hours, about a little over 9 hours. And for being on my skin for 9 hours and having one touch up, I would say it looks okay. It definitely doesn't look great. I have seen some settling in my pores here. It definitely is very shiny here. Again, I only touched up once. Since it is a luminous foundation, it's probably fair to say that had I touched up maybe two more times, it would be in better shape than it is. But it's a really like kind of beautiful day. It's not hot in Austin. I can't imagine what this would do in a climate that was really warm or with a skin type that was really oily. My skin's pretty normal, and I would say the high today was maybe 72, so just really comfortable and mild. And I do see it settling in my pores. I see it looking pretty shiny. My concealer actually looks not great. My concealer looks terrible for some reason, but that is not the foundation. So do not judge the way this looks on the foundation because that's not it. Let's see, what else do I see? I see here, do you see right here? It's kind of like built up and settled right here in my little kind of smile line. It also looks a little patchy there. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not a foundation I would probably grab again based on this 1 day wear test. Of course, you know, I think it's important when you try a new foundation to try it different ways, different primers. If you'll remember, I didn't wear a primer this morning. I just put it on top of my Elta MD sunscreen, which is a product that I'm not willing to give up. So if a foundation doesn't play well with that, then I'm more likely to just find a different foundation than to find a different SPF because I really enjoy that product a lot. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I would guess that this would be better for someone with more, well, I don't even want to say drier skin because it kind of looks a little dry here, honestly. It kind of looks a little dry there on the areas of my skin that are a little dry. It kind of accentuated those areas. So I don't know, not a terrible foundation, not one that I would rush out and recommend or probably purchase on my own. Those are my final thoughts. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you've tried this foundation, let us know your experience and your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm gonna pull you guys out a minute while I wrap this video up. I feel like we're really, really close. and I've been drinking red wine, so I feel like my mouth is extremely dark. Just one sec. There we go. That's probably a little more flattering. Just wanted you to be able to see the skin up close. But if you have tried this foundation, let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think about it. If you like it, what type of skin do you have? What do you wear it with? I don't want to give this foundation a terrible review, but it's definitely not one that I would probably put on my list to try. Those are my final thoughts. I hope you guys found this video helpful. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.